Friday. Yes, Friday. Because this week has been, I don't even know how to explain this week. It has not been good. So between family emergencies and late starts, this is probably going to be the first full day that I've been here all week. Yeah. So I missed Monday unexpectedly for a family emergency. And then Tuesday was a 2-hour late start fog delay. Wednesday, I needed to be out. Thursday, we dismissed at 12:30 because it was possible that there were going to be icy road conditions. And here we are at Friday. So I haven't had a chance to do anything in front of the camera. So I thought I might just kind of recap what we've done this week and show you some of the activities. And I wasn't here for most of them, which is kind of stinky. But this was Seasonal Science Week, and today is our snow day at school. So I'm wearing my pajamas. So let me start with that. I'll show you what I'm wearing. So this is super warm because it's going to be in the teens today. That's as warm as it will get. And we're just going to do some activities today that'll be kind of fun. Since it's Friday, we'll start out with ketchup and pickles, and so they can choose from different activities, as we always do. And then we'll have morning meeting, and they can do the trampoline, which we haven't done for a while. I'm going to show you some of the activities that we did through the week. So we started out with winter, and I'll have to show you in the hallway because I actually got that one put up. So we did winter on Monday. Then Tuesday was spring, and so they did these little flowers, which were super cute. I have a whole pile of stuff right here. Cute little thing with spring. And so we're going to be merging into opinion writing and persuasive writing. And so with the weather, we talk about the different things you can do in that kind of weather in that season. And I have them list all the activities they like to do in that season. And then I have them choose their favorite or the best one that they think there is. And then they have to say the best thing about spring is taking walks with my dog because it is really fun or whatever reason. So they have to state something that they think is the best thing. So they state their opinion and they give a reason why they think that's true. So it's a good little introduction to opinion writing. Plus it's fun. So there's the spring writing. The summer writing is this little sun, and they really need to color the sun to make it cuter, but anyway, the best thing about summer is swimming because it's fun and cool. Very nice. And then they made these little kites, so everybody has those. And then we didn't do fall because we got out at 12:30 yesterday, and our writing time is at 1, so no time to do fall. So I might try to sneak that in. I might just call it a wash and move on with my life. I'm not really sure. And then let me show you the winter writing. I can show you the winter activity that we did. Right, it's on the board. Here's an example from my sub. Okay, so they made this little snow globe, and they didn't get a chance to do the best thing about winter is because I was gone unexpectedly, and so I was not able to leave directions for the sub. Basically, she's a retired teacher, so she just used my lesson plans and just kind of went off that. So they made this little snow globe with a little snowman in it. And then they had a little paper on how to build a snowman. So it was a how-to. First, next, then, and last. And I'll show you that in the hallway. So, honestly, as if this week wasn't exhausting enough, physically, emotionally, everything. Last night, when we got home, well, yesterday, after we'd been home for just a little while, getting dismissed early, my daughter looked out the kitchen window and said, "Mom, I think there's an animal in the yard." And I went, "Oh, okay." So I look out in the yard and we see like a lump. And she's like, "Oh, I think it's a possum or something." And I'm like, I don't know. So I got my coat on and I went out there. It was one of our cats. Yeah. One of our outside cats had died. And so then we ended up burying her. So I'm really ready for this week to be over. This has not been the best week ever. So today's going to be good, I hope. But honestly, on the way here, all I could think about was how I could not wait for this day to be over so I could just go home and just let everything go. Just because we don't have school Monday, thankfully. So there's a 3-day weekend, so hopefully I can get some sleep. I haven't slept well this week because of everything that's been going on. And then trying to keep up at school when you're gone 2 days and then you don't have full days in between. So any like break times or whatever that I've had, like planned times and lunch times and stuff, have been spent kind of like regrouping the classroom, because you know when you're gone, the sub doesn't know where your stuff goes. And so when I came in the days that I'd been gone, there was stuff all over my desk, all over the counter. I mean, just everywhere. And I had to clean everything up every day, change all the calendars, and, you know, write stuff on the board for that day, and, you know, just catching up the stuff I normally would have done before I left the day before. So it's just been very exhausting. But hopefully I can show you some fun things today, because I have another one of those strategy games that I got ready for the kids. And I put them on a ring so they wouldn't slide all over, because they're in page protectors. But I thought it'd be cute to do this strategy game. And I think I forgot to bring cotton balls from home, but I should have cotton balls here. I was going to use cotton balls for this. If not, they won't care. But I also have, last night I got all my little erasers ready. So I have, I don't know if you can see, I've got penguins in here. Can I see them? And snowmen. And I've got them in bags of 15 for each thing. And this one actually has 9 snowballs, so they wouldn't even need that many. But I thought maybe we could just use the snowmen on there. And it's the game just like we did with, I don't know what I did with it. Oh, it's the same skill as this game, where you cover each little piece with a cube, and then the students can take 1, 2, or 3, whatever items off. But to win the game, you have to take the last one. So the strategy is to get it down to 1 that you can take. So that's the tricky part. It's simple, but it's deceptively simple, because it's the strategy part is the hard part for them. They have to really think about their moves and how many they want to take each time. This one I think might be different. Let me look on this one. Oh, see, before when they took the last one, they were the winner. This time if they take the last one, they're the loser. Because the whole thing about this one is you're trying to collect snowballs to add to your snowball pile before they melt. So if you take the last one, it's too late and they've melted. So totally different strategy, kind of forcing your partner to take the last one. The player who removes the last snowball loses because he or she was too late. The snowball already started to melt. Oh, so a little twist on the game there. I had them play the confetti one, the New Year's confetti one yesterday as a time filler, because we didn't know we were getting out at 12:30 until like 9. And they moved our lunch schedule up half an hour, and so that cut a half an hour of my plan time off from them going to art. So I had to pick them up early and then take them to lunch. So basically I spent any second I had yesterday preparing everything for next week, because we weren't sure what the weather was going to do yesterday after we got home and in the night. And so I just went ahead and got everything ready. I pretended like yesterday was Friday and I was getting everything ready for the following week, because we don't have school Monday, and then Tuesday, boom, we're back into everything again. So I got all my Martin Luther King things ready. I got my new games ready. I have my lesson plans printed. I sent home the newsletter yesterday just in case. I sent home the buddy packs yesterday just in case. Like I said, I just treated yesterday like it was a Friday and I wasn't going to see them again until next week. But we will see each other, so I think they'll be excited about the snow day. I did tell them about that. I said if we do have school, we'll have snow day at school, and I explained what we were going to do, and I sent the note home with them. And I said if we don't have school, then we'll do a snow day at school a different day. So they were ready either way, so it should be good. And apparently we had a power outage, because my microwave says 119. And it is not 119. It is 7:48. So I'll be changing that for sure. Yeah. Need to fix that right away. Each microwave's different. Have you noticed that? Like I have I have 2 microwaves at home and I have one here. And how you set the clock is different on every one of them. Some of them you push the clock button again to start it, and other times you push the start button to start it. So that's why it beeped at me. I pushed the wrong button. Anyway, that's all set, and I just need to put the ketchup and pickles thing up on the board. So we'll get that ready. And I've been projecting through the speakers the soundtrack to The Greatest Showman. It's amazing. It sounds so good up there. All right, let me get this ready, because I hear people in the hallway, even though they're a little tiny bit early, but that's okay. So the last thing we did on Ketchup and Pickles Day was the squirrel page. So I'm going to put finish work. That's nice and broad, because it's anybody's guess how many things they haven't finished through the week, because I've only been here 2 parcel days. So, yeah. Alrighty then. Let me get this projected and start my day with the kiddos. Well, thankfully, today won't be quite so crazy rushed for me because I went ahead and rushed around yesterday and got all of my copies made, got everything labeled, got everything paper clipped and stuck together, so everything for next week is ready. It's a possibility that we won't have school on we don't have school on Monday. It's a possibility that we won't have school on Tuesday because there is lots of snow forecasted for Sunday and Monday. So we're all kind of hoping that happens. Oh, I don't have a color page. Shoot. All right, let's take that off. Okay, there we go. Save it and play from current slide. All right. And I think I hear my kiddos out there. So let me freeze the screen and I'll go get my kiddos and start my day. So I'll probably check in with you later.
92. 33.
Hello. So my kids are at specials now, and the morning went really well. We did ketchup and pickles time, and then we did one of those watch, listen, color things, and it's going to be a snowman if we ever get finished with it. It's really long. It has 90 slides. So we started on it, and I did show a little snippet of that. And I told the kids, just leave your paper where it is, and we'll just do it when we come back for music. So no problem. So we'll just do that until it's time for lunch. I have 12 students here. No, now I have 14 out of 20. Yeah, I had 8 students missing, and then 2 more came. They trickled in. So I'm up to 14 now. So with 14 students here, you know, like 2/3 of my class is here. I'm not going to do anything major today. Today was going to be kind of a fun day anyway with learning activities thrown in. But like, I'm not going to do my spelling test. I'm not going to try to do any new math concepts. Nothing like that, because I just have to do it over again next week when everybody's here. So we did a snowball fight, which was really fun. And they were like, snowball fight? Really? And I said, well, since we don't have real snow, we'll have to use paper though, right? And they're like, yeah. So I wrote our spelling words on 14 different pieces of paper, and then I crumpled them up and I gave everybody one, and we stood in a little oval on the rug. And I said, okay, ready, aim, fire. And they got to throw their snowballs. And we said, don't throw at people's faces because that could hurt. Just be safe and have fun. And then I let them throw about 3 different times. And then I said, okay, open up your paper. And then we went around the circle and read what our snowball said. Then we crumpled them up and we threw them again. And then we did that about 3 different cycles. I think they were kind of getting tired of it after a while, so it was the perfect time. And then I had them throw their snowballs into the recycle box. So that was perfect. So they're ready to be recycled because it was recycled paper anyway. It was scrap paper. So I just flipped it over and wrote on the other side. Let's see, what else have we done? That's pretty much it. And then I gave them 1 Swiss cake roll that was left over from our Christmas around the world because my hot cocoa's not ready. I don't think I told you I was doing hot cocoa. Yes, we're doing hot cocoa, and they're going to decorate cookies because that's kind of something that you might do on a snow day. So over here, I have my crock pot out, and we had a whole jug of milk and a whole big container of cocoa mix like that. So I did about half because this crock pot here, that crock pot, it's not a full-size crock pot. So I've been stirring it periodically. The crock pot is very hot. The milk inside, making the hot cocoa, not so hot because it was super, super cold when I put it in there at like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I just took the kids up with me to the teacher's lounge to get the milk because I'd forgotten it was up there. So I said, hey, let's take a little field trip. So we went up there. So I just need to stir it real quick and check on it a little bit. But they're super excited. I said, we'll just have it after lunch. That'll be nice for the afternoon, since we're not doing anything major. And I thought I had mini marshmallows. I can't find them anywhere. I must have taken them home over Christmas. But I have whipped cream in a can, like the Ready Whip that you put on Sundays. So I can do that. That'll be fine. We have big marshmallows because I was going to do s'mores as our fall snack, and then we never got to that part. We didn't make it to that point yesterday in our day since we left at 12:30. So I'll try to throw that in sometime next week among our Martin Luther King things too. So I think I finally got all the powder mixed up in here. This makes really good hot cocoa. And I've also heard of people just taking chocolate milk and heating that up. So that's a great idea too. I really like the richness that the milk gives the powdered cocoa mix. It's really good. So I'll show you kind of around the room here. The kids are listening very nicely to the computer voice on the screen that tells them what number to color. And on the screen, as you saw, it shows the color at the top. It'll say color red or color blue or whatever. It's really nice. Today I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that because with everything that's gone on this week, personally, I don't have anything left to give. I really don't. I'm doing my best in between things to be very positive and not let on that anything is going on with me at all, because they don't need that. Kids don't need that. They don't need to be sad or anything. So I'm just trying to have a super fun day with them, because this is really the only full day I've had with them all week. It's been crazy. And the next week is 4 days, unless we have snow, and might be 3 days, which is okay. We have 12 built-in snow days, which I've probably mentioned a time or 12 because I'm really excited to have a snow day, I guess. But we might get the weather next week, but we might not. It just depends. I mean, you know how weather forecasts are. It looks like it's going to be this way. When you get closer to that time, then a lot of things can change. A butterfly can flap its wings in Hong Kong, and it changes the weather pattern in the middle of Missouri. Yeah, or whatever. So we'll see how it goes. You'll know next week if I had school or if I didn't have school. When the kids get back from music, they're going to finish their little snowman thing, and then we have lunch not quite an hour later. So I think there'll probably be time to do something in between the watch, listen, color, and going to lunch. Although we'll have to have a restroom break. We'll probably just do a restroom break on the way back from music because it's on the way to our classroom. I have a roll and color game that they could do that they would really, really like. So I'll probably get that out. I should have that laying around here somewhere. After having a sub, on Monday, and then I was back on Tuesday and got everything fixed back up, and then I had a sub on Wednesday, and then I had to get everything fixed back up, and then it was like a real half day yesterday. It's hard telling where I put stuff. So I'm going to try to find that real quick. That's a fast little thing where they just color in the snowman or whatever it is. And if I can't find it, I'll just print more. So I think that's what we're going to do then. And I was planning on making sock snowmen with them, because on a snow day, you generally build a snowman if you have enough snow. So I had a grandma that was very generous and sent in all the supplies for the sock snowman. And I just used Reagan Tunstall's sock snowman thing that she had on her website, where it's a man's crew sock, just a white one. And you fill the bottom part with beans or rice, and I have a mixture of those things because that just kind of weights it down and fills it up. And then I think you put some fluff into it, some like pillow stuffing, which I should have in the closet, so I'm going to grab that at lunch. I should have that up in the first grade closet. If not, we'll wing it. And then the head, yeah, I think it's just filled with the fluff. I'm going to have to refresh my brain because I just cannot think how to do it right now. And then you have buttons, and then you just make a Sharpie face. And just make the eyes with Sharpie, and then you make the smile with Sharpie, the little, like the pieces of coal. And then for the nose, you can use like a piece of orange felt, or you can use a piece of orange construction paper and hot glue it on there. That would be cute. Or just whatever looks like a snowman nose. I'm going to have to look at it and see, because hers is pretty easy to put together. It's with first graders in mind, so that'll be nice. I do need to get my hot glue gun out for that, but I can do that at lunch. And I think I'll probably have 4 kids at the table at a time. That'll probably work pretty well. While they're doing that, the other kids will be doing something together on the floor. Yeah, I'll figure that out later too, because I cannot think well today. I've been sleep deprived all week, and so it's really hard to concentrate on what I'm doing. Yeah. But I will let you know how it transpires, and I hopefully maybe can show you the process a little bit while we're working on it at the table. So I'll check back with you later. Yay, success! So I went right to my bag of snowman making supplies, and I found these beautiful pom-poms, which would be great for the top of their hats. There's a whole bunch of them. And I actually made hats with children's socks last time, and if there's enough of them, I'll do that. I found Google eyes. We can have Google eyes. And then nice person sent in a whole bunch of buttons. And then here's some more buttons someone sent in, and lots of beans. And then I found this bag of rice in my bag here. It's mostly fluff, but I also have some rice and some socks and this fleece blanket that I was cutting in strips to make the scarves. And I showed you this stuff already. And then the nice grandma brought 12 pairs of men's socks and beans and rice and buttons and everything. So we should be set for snowman making. I just need to get, I don't have felt, so I'll just make little noses out of construction paper because these things don't get washed anyway. So it shouldn't be a problem to have construction paper for the nose. So I will cut those as we're going. And I think it's going to be really fun. So I just need to think of, it'll probably be a game that the students play while the rest of us are making our snowmen. Just something I know they're going to be engaged in so they don't come over to the table and interrupt our snowman making process because it will take a little while. And hopefully I can get them all done before they leave today because I'd love for them to take them home. And I'll try to get a picture of all the snowmen, maybe a little family portrait would be really nice. So I'll keep you posted on the progress of our snowman making. Yay! Look what I just found in my bag of fluff. These are felt sticky back sheets. So I can cut the noses and they can just stick them right on. Yay! I have enough stuff to do everything I need. There weren't enough of the little children's socks, but that wasn't part of the snowman anyway. I can show you on the screen here. I just went to TunstalsTeachingTidbits.com. If you can kind of see the browser there. If you go there, click on blog, and then go to the search this website and put in sock snowmen. This page will come up, and then you can click on the full version of it. It gives, I'm going to find my mouse here. Okay, see? So this is what she makes for her parent gifts for Christmas, but I've always made them for our snow days and stuff. So that shows what they can look like when they're done. How cute is that? And then it gives the directions and the supplies that you need. It shows how to do it. I need rubber bands. I can get those from the office. Because you section off the body with rubber bands. You section off the neck and then the head, because then you fold down the rest of the sock to make the hat. How cute is that? Oh, and they made little earmuffs, it looks like, which I don't think I have enough. I might have enough pom-poms for that. We'll see. Super cute. And then she had some other things on there. So really fun. That's going to be a nice little activity. They're going to really like that. And they'll get to take that home. Yay. Good.
Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as we could see.
Look at my hot chocolate.
What's fancy? Look at that. Fancy, fancy.
Look at mine.
So pretty. Sprinkles and little snowflakes.
I have that book at home.
Yeah, the snowy day. It's pretty. Yeah.
Crunch, crunch.
You have to look at it.
Into the snow.
The
He walked
substitute
with
read
his
it to
toes
us.
pointing out, like this. He walked with his toes pointing in, like that. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. And he found something sticking out of the
One
snow.
of the teachers said they're down there on that side, and then I found one what I might like. I liked it a little bit. Me and Nicholas have to.
Hi, it's like 10 till 5 on Friday, and I'm so glad to be home. This was a very, very long day. Oh my goodness. It was a good day, but it was kind of long. And I don't know if I mentioned, but originally I had 8 students gone. 8. Yeah, I only had 12 kids. Then later, 1 came in, so then I had 7 students gone. And then a little bit after that, I had another kid show up, so then I had 6 students gone. So I ended up with 14 for the whole day. 14. Crazy. And so one of the first grade teachers went around and counted how many were absent in first grade. And originally we had 20 first graders out. And I had most of them from my room. Crazy. And I don't know if it was illness or if it was people just didn't want to send their kids because we'd gotten out early for weather. And they're just like, oh, it's just Friday and it's super cold because it was in the teens today. That was the high, was like 17. It was cold and there was a bitter wind blowing. It was really, really, really cold when I fed the cats outside today. Super, super cold. So I don't know. When I talked to the assistant principal about how many students were gone, he said, oh, the nurse is sending a lot of kids home today too. And I'm like, oh gosh. Well, I don't know how your school is, but in the state of Missouri, you have like a certain percentage of attendance that you're supposed to meet, basically in order for your school day to count as a day of school. So I really hope we had enough kids there for it to count as a day of school. Otherwise, we just wasted our entire day and it won't even count. That would really, really bite. So we won't know that for a long time. I'm sure they have to send like an attendance report in every month or something. So I don't know if we'll ever know that. But, oh, wow. I was able to get those snowmen done. I showed you the mess that was created. I am not even kidding when I said I literally was down to like, I got this one kid's buttons glued on his snowman literally minutes before he had to get on the bus. Like, I was like, let's go, let's go. They just called you. Come on, I'll help you. And he got a bag and he was like, can you help me put this in my bag? I'm like, yes, just keep walking, keep walking. We got to get you to the bus. They've already started loading. Yeah, those snowmen took a long time, man. But I did get everybody's done, thankfully. One little guy, he had to wait on me a little bit, but he was a late bus rider. And I said, hey, I'm going to come back and help you. Can you just hang out? And he's like, yeah. And I said, do you want to stay and kind of help me clean up? And he goes, yeah, because he's helped me before and he really enjoys that. So I knew that he would want to, because our room was a mess. You can imagine. I basically, from lunchtime on, this was me. Just running around like a crazy person. So while they're at recess, I got all the hot cocoa poured into their little cocoa cups so they wouldn't scald their faces off. And I divided out the cookies that you saw them working on. And I put a little squirt of frosting on everybody's because it came in tubes. And I gave them a couple different kinds of sprinkles. And I always use popsicle sticks to spread everything. That's kind of like our knife at school. So I gave everyone a popsicle stick. And then that was ready. And then I had to run to get them from recess, which was, you know, upstairs in the gym because it was too stinking cold to go out. So that took a little longer. Then I gave them a restroom break and then we came and did that. And then I had like 5 snowmen to finish. And we only had about half an hour to do that. And it was just me, of course. I'm trying to navigate this 3-ring circus that I had created, of course. So I'm really glad that I started the snowman earlier than I had intended. Originally, I thought I would just start them after lunch. And then at one point, I guess I thought I would start them after recess. I don't know why I thought that. There's no way that would have worked. But I actually started them before lunch, a few of them, because I just thought that would be smart. So I actually went around and gave everyone their sock. And I went around and scooped up 2 scoops full of beans for them to put into their sock. So that part was done. Then I could call them 4 at a time over to the table. And then I couldn't find rubber bands in the office. They were out of them at this point in the year. So I thought, oh, well, I just tie them. Because honestly, that would probably be faster to just tie a few times with some yarn. So that's what I ended up doing. I had white yarn, which blended in very nicely with the white socks. So I ended up doing like a triple knot in them and then snipping off the ends. And then I had them stuff the fluff inside. And then I pushed that down. And then I double knotted or triple knotted the next one. So I left my snowman at school because I thought he was super cute. But I showed you pictures. So the bottom was beans. Then the other ball was the head, which was the squishy filler stuff. And then I folded down the top of the sock to make the hat. And then so it would stay, because I knew in the past that they kind of tended to, here's the head ball, the sock top would kind of come off a little bit, and then it's just flopping around. I put little dabs of hot glue around the edges of like the rim of the hat and tacked it down so it wouldn't come up again. And then on my snowman, I tried something new this year. So the top of the sock, when you fold it down, it's going to have a hole, right? I thought, well, how am I going to get the little ball on top of there? So this year I put some glue at the top of the sock and kind of squished it together. So instead of it being open like that, I pulled it in so it looked like that. And then I had them stick the little sparkly pom-pom thing on top of that. And it worked really, really well. And it was really cute. And it looked like a stocking cap thing because it kind of tapered at the top, which is really nice. And then I let them, of course, pick the, what are they called? Earmuffs. I am so done. And not because of the kids. The kids were great. I mean, they were kind of loud and chatty, but I didn't care today, honestly. I didn't care. As long as they would listen to my directions enough to get the gist of it, I didn't really care. It was all good. I think they really enjoyed their day. We had a good time. It's just Fridays are really, really hectic. So Fridays are short anyway, but then we would have our PLC meeting at 2:30. Now they've decided we need to have like a grade level meeting before that. Students get dismissed at 2, which doesn't mean they leave. That means that's when they're supposed to get picked up. Then you have like early bus riders that leave like a little after 2. And then you have late bus riders that don't leave until like 2:20. So like as soon as you get your kids dismissed, you have like maybe 5 minutes to get yourself together to get to this meeting that's before another meeting. So you have like no time to do anything. Like heaven forbid you'd have to go to the bathroom before. Oh my gosh, my room was a complete disaster. You saw my table. It was bad. There's mittens. So like I literally was like scurrying. Like I wanted to clean up the glue. I wanted to unplug stuff. I wanted to get my trash out of there. I mean, and get my crock pot dumped because it had hot cocoa gook in it. I wanted to soak that because I'm not going to get to it till Tuesday because I had no time to clean it because it wasn't ready to be cleaned. So it's going to be nasty on Tuesday. Nasty. I'll be putting some bleach in that puppy. Ugh. And I wasn't about to take that sticky mess home. That would have been a disaster in my car. So I'll deal with it when I get back on Tuesday. But just Fridays are just a mad dash till it's time to go and get in your car. It's just madness. And there's no time to prep anything. And of course today, thankfully, I'd already gotten everything prepped yesterday. So today I could just do the normal crazy Friday stuff because I had put so much into today that I just didn't have time to do anything else. So, but I was able to get all those snowmen glued and sent them home with all the kids. And I even got a nice picture. So hopefully that can go in the yearbook because they were holding up their little snowmen. They turned out really cute. They really, really enjoyed it. And we had a good snow day at school. So if you have never tried that, I highly recommend it. It's a great reward. Like if your kids have earned whatever incentive thing that they do. Like we have the Star Jar. And I just we hadn't done a reward for a while just because of Christmas and everything being, no time. So this was kind of like an extra reward for them. And they really, really, really enjoyed it. So it was a good day. Good day. Good way to end this not so great week. So I'm just going to end my vlog here. And I know I only had one day on this vlog, but hopefully I've caught you up for the week because there really wasn't anything to talk about any other time I was at school and no time anyway to talk about it. So hopefully next week will be different. We won't have school on Monday because we're celebrating Martin Luther King Day. And I'll be showing you the activities that we're doing to talk about Martin Luther King. And I always do what I call Rainbow Week, and it's all about diversity and how just because people are different on the outside doesn't mean they're different on the inside. And when you think you might be really different from another person, there's a lot you have in common. So we'll be really talking about that a lot because I think that this is the age where you need to start that if you haven't already. Because we need to be more tolerant of other people because nobody is the cheese. So we're all in this world together as it spins and we need to learn how to get along with everyone. And no one is better than anyone else and no one is worse than anyone else. So we should all just be kind to each other. That's really all there is to it. So I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And I'm sure many of you, hopefully all of you, have Martin Luther King Jr. Day off, and you can reflect on the changes that he helped create in our world, and that you'll be ready to start next week on a happy note. So we'll say goodbye for now.